it has not been, let me use the word, it has not been okay. Aroliafa, for many of us that probably we've met with the boy and we actually will have one encounter with him and the other. My experience with Mohbad was simple. Mohbad, the very first day I met Mohbad, it was, I can say categorically that it happens to be a very gentle and humble guy. I met him through Bella Shmuda. Bella Shmuda actually brought him to my estate. In fact, that day we recorded a song, which unfortunately I lost. Katie Niga. I lost my system, as in I was traveling between two cities in America, and I think I've mentioned it before online, where my laptop got stolen, my hard drive, my glasses, my old passport, everything got stolen, and I lost the data to that song. And ever since then, we've been looking for ways to actually get the song done again, only for us to actually hear last week that he died. Now, quickly, the reason why I'm here is not actually to talk about my relationship with the boy, but it's actually to say this, that I am scared that we are getting so emotional, and most of us are reacting so emotional that we might not eventually get if our emotions are not actually removed from all of these things. Just the justice system anywhere in the world does no answer to emotion. Why I'm doing this live, I read the reports from what came from the police station today, from some of the things that they said. I know where we are seeking for justice for, which is actually where I am also seeking for justice for. The justice I seek is not just for the boy dying. It's actually more about the things that happened, that killed the boy before he eventually died. Because I hope you guys can hear me now. Somebody said no volume. Somebody said they should look for the people that killed him. See, from what I have heard, I'm a bit close to his camp. From some of the people that are close to him, from some of the things that I have heard, there is a part of the boy dying, which was what we saw last week. But there is a more serious part to the things that was done to that boy before he died. There were things that was done to that boy before he died. And I think if you are looking for justice, those things need to be looked into. I checked the reports that the police guys were saying that they will exhume his body. If they exhume the body, most of the people that we all are angry about, they will still escape, because they might not find their hand in the real death of that boy. But what we need to go and visit is what are the things that killed the boy before he eventually died. Do you guys understand? I'm coming now. Sorry, guys. Sorry, please. Okay, so as I was saying, I think somebody is... Yes. Like healing doctor said, that boy died before he eventually died. Whatever you saw in terms of them doing that, whatever happened last week, was just like the summation of what the guy has been going through. I was with Bella a few months ago, and Bella was not even talking to me about his own stuff. Bella was talking to me more about Mohbad. And he was telling me some of the things that has been happening to him and all of that. You understand? that the boy has been going through pains, the cheating and all of those things. So what I'm saying is, if we really want to get what is it called, the kind of justice that that boy needs, we should look beyond what happened last week, that is his eventual death. Let us look at all those videos that we keep seeing where the boy was being molested, where the boy was not just from the camp of his record label. Also, I am totally disappointed from the way some of his family members are talking. It's painful more when you see, as in, I've been so disgusted that how can you be talking about your son that just died this way? Somebody called me and said, because we were talking about it, and somebody said the man is grieving. The man is grieving, Bao. Why we say the man is grieving and is saying all of those things as if he has been bribed? For the actual death, I'm sure the auxiliary nurse will be indicted. A whole lot of things will happen. They will see probably some of the, because from what I heard, and I was not there, was just what I heard from his camp, that he complained that his hand was paining him, that they gave him an injection. The injection they gave to him reacted, he started vomiting, the next thing started shaking. Before they could get him to the hospital, he was dead on arrival, which is to say that that injection might not have been intended to actually kill him, but eventually probably spike something up to actually kill him. This is a boy that the record label keep claiming that is this, is that, and like I said, I've met this boy once, twice. I've spoken to some people. The experience everybody has about that boy, sincerely, is totally different from what, I'm sorry to say, the record label, you understand, is claiming was wrong with that boy. Which is to say, there is a whole lot more. And the other part to it, I see so many comments. There was even one idiot that went to do one, his face, he didn't show his face, he was just speaking Yoruba, doing what is it called, ranting online, saying all sorts about record labels and all of that. Anybody that knows me, I have run a record label, and I can be bold here to tell you that, look, when I was running Coded Tunes with my guys, it was never a cult. It was never intended to actually hold anybody to ransom. And I will say this too, that it is hard with the way things are now to actually hold anybody to ransom. And I will say this, that boy I started doing way better after I left the record label. He just got a house. In fact, a lot of things started happening for him. And I know few people that have actually called me that they needed him for, what is it called, that they needed him for shows and all of that. That yes, they've started talking to him and he's getting shows because that boy is talented. The verse he gave to me on the song that I recorded with him, God Sees My Heart, that verse was sick. That I've started having conversation with my own close people that, look, if this guy can't run this thing by himself, is there a way that we can also try to run? Which is why we have people like Pumping and all of those around him to make sure that, okay, nothing eventually happens to him. In fact, at some point, there are some things that I really want to say here. At some point, we were asking that there is a need to have police guys around him and all of that. Because it was not that we didn't hear that some of these things were happening. Yes, for a lot of people that have been saying some, and they can quote me here, a lot of clout chasers that are trying to make this a means of gathering numbers. Sincerely, you are worse than the people that actually hurt that boy. What the world is looking for is a way for this boy to find peace from this justice that the whole world is looking for. But for some of you that are trying to use it to gather numbers, to catch clout, you know, it's that alone has been messing my brain up for the past few days. This thing has been messing my brain up for the past few days. You can't use this to be gathering, what is it called? Have we lost our humanity? that we are using this boy's death to be gathering numbers, to be gathering things that should not have been. I am begging. Let what needs to be done be done. That is one. Number two, I said it, that they also need to check in, look into those things, those things that happened before the boy eventually died. That is, for me, sincerely, that is what I'm looking for. Look at all the harassment video, look at all of those things, look at all the lies, look at all the things that has happened. I don't have much information, which is why I will celebrate my ignorance with that I don't want to, that even notice I've not been mentioning any names. But I have a strong feeling that whatever that is going on is deeper than what we are saying. And I will say this with all sense of humility. Guys, this industry is suffering because some wrong monies entered it. And I'm being sincere with you guys. Most of these guys need to understand what I've done interviews, I've done on podcasts on all of those things. Okay, Dapo, you said should they have been arrested for question? Obviously, yes, Dapo, yes. He should have been invited. He happens to be the boss. We are seeing all of those videos. Like I said, that boy died before he eventually died. A 27-year-old boy, let us, all of us, look at it this way. A 27-year-old boy having BP. What caused the BP? What? All those things caused the BP. So in a way, I'm not a policeman. I'm not a government official. But I'm just saying, when you start to look at all these things, they need to actually look deep into what were the things that caused his state of mind to be like that. That boy was always talking. Even when he's doing a song that people are supposed to be vibing to, he was telling the world about his pain. He was telling the world about his pain. He was saying a whole lot of things. But the problem was people, not that, I'm sincerely, guys, people were listening. People were actually taking steps underground. Some that I know. Some even told me some things, which I felt like, yes, let them go ahead and do what they had to do. But unfortunately, as much as we are looking for truth now, there is a lot of people too online that are trying to use this as a means of clout. Now, when I say means of clout, sincerely, somebody mentioned my name. She was not looking for clout. She was not referring to me as a bad person. She was just trying to, a lot of people, that now there are different types of reaction that have been going on since this thing started. There are people that have genuine need to actually speak up. Yes, thank you, Zurel. She said the BP was triggered by all the actions on to that. Yes, his mental health was shattered, and yes, that was for me, which is why I said they should not just say there was no hand on him when they exhumed the body down. They found whether it was just that injection. Yes, the nurse should be arrested if that was the case, but they need to go after the people that caused that boy's BP, that kept on harassing him, that kept on inflicting wound on his body. They need to go after them. Sam Larry or whatever they call him, they need to go after that guy. That guy oppressed that boy forever. They oppressed him, they caused him depression, they caused him a whole lot of pain at 27, almost 27 years old. How can a 27-year-old boy be struggling with BP? They caused that boy, they killed him before he died. They killed him before he died. They actually killed him before he died. So the killing before he died is what they should go and look for. They should leave all this. But yes, I know there's a need to actually do an autopsy and all of that, which is that night I called and I was mad that why is the father rushing to bury him? This man is going to bury loads of evidence. This man is going to bury loads and loads of evidence, which I think in some other crime it should have been arrested and probably put behind bars. You can't say they should go. This boy is a Christian. He's not a Muslim that would have said, okay, because of Islam, yeah, he should be buried early. You shouldn't bury evidence. This boy is not just any other human being. This is Mohbad that we are talking about. It's Mohbad that we are talking about. The boy was molested, he was harassed, he was traumatized, everything that you can think. That boy, listen to every of his song, then even from home. The stepmother and all of those things. Now the mom came up, and I want to use this medium to beg us, please, guys. Sincerely, I'm married, and I know the marriage institution might be a place that a lot of us might actually be struggling with. But see, for the sake of these children, if you know you cannot keep a family, you cannot be married to one woman, and you can't do all of those things, please, I would rather beg you stay away from it. Because of these children, when two adults, when they actually divorce, it might not affect them directly, but consider the children that you have. The mom coming to speak now and all of those things just keep messing my brain. That boy was too talented to just go like that. So I am begging, you cannot use lie to amplify the truth. There are too many things that people are saying now. People are coming out. I know the story. I will find out the story. I will do this. I will do that. They are causing more problem than help. They should allow the police to do their own job. The real truth about the people that molested him before he had eventually died, they should go after them. But we should, in fact, if it is possible, if I have my way, I would beg that people should start blacklisting people that are looking for clout using this boy's case. There are people that are sincerely hurt that this thing is triggering them, that some of them are talking. I've said it over time on blogs that, look, when you want to sign a record label deal, don't go to the table ignorant. Get yourself a lawyer. No contract should be signed as a death warrant if you get yourself a lawyer. I understand the desperation that most of us get into, especially as young artists, but please always get yourself a lawyer. No contract is good or bad, but the interpretation of your lawyer will let you know if it is good for you or bad for you. If somebody signs with you and tell you that it's going to give you 90, it's going to give you 10%, why is taking 90%? You as a person, once your lawyer tells you that this is what it is, you know that contract is bad for you. You step back. You don't go ahead to say, hey, I will just sign. After I blow, I will now leave that label. There are a lot of intricacies behind those contracts that you don't get to see. There are so many things that you might not be able to actually notice at that particular time. That because you carry so much, which you don't know you carry as an artist. You sing where people already like your song. Even the rebel that wants to sign you, there was something that they saw. In less than a year, all those things that they said will start manifesting. People will like you. You will blow. Then you will now start complaining that they gave me 10%. No, you signed 10%. So get yourself a lawyer before you get yourself a manager. I'm being sincere with you. Get yourself a lawyer before you go out to get yourself a manager if you are a young artist. And make sure, like I always say, see, making music carries a lot of emotion. But the business is pure logic. Pure logic. Yes, the business you have soul. I believe any business that I'm doing, I need this soul behind any business is for you to know that any business that we are doing should be kind to humanity. But when it comes to the letters, to the numbers, please go with all your logical mind into it. Don't go with any emotion. If you want to create the music, create it with emotion. You need to, what is it called? You need to put emotion and all of those things. And in putting emotion to it, who told you that you need drugs to do all of those things? It's a lie from the devil. I don't smoke. And most people that know me here that have been come in contact with me, I don't smoke. I don't drink. But yet I get high by the Holy Spirit, by the way. I do what I need to do without taking any substance. This substance, they are using it to mess up a lot of young people. They are using it to mess up a whole lot of young people. So I am begging you guys, please, especially for those of you that are artists, before you even say you want to go and sign a record label deal, try to create value for yourself. Create value that when you sit down with them, they won't just be telling you that this is what we are offering. If you take it or leave it. You can see the best answer you can get, as in the best thing that you can do as an artist, is the ability to be able to walk away from a negotiation. Not just as an artist, as a human being. The greatest value you have is the ability to be able to walk away from a negotiation that is not going to pay you. If the negotiation is not going to pay you, you should be able to walk away. And let us be careful with some of the things that we see these guys do. This thing can't do me go. Won't do me go. Because I started hearing some other stuff coming from that label, that even some of the things that they said they bought for the other guy, the house, the cars, were not in that boy's name. Omo, that is wickedness of the highest order. How long are we going to be here for that we'll be treating other human that will be treating a fellow human being that will be treating fellow human being alone like they are mad, like it's madness, it's wickedness. Their minds are twisted. Their mind is totally twisted, as in is wrinkled. Because the idea of all of these things is for he to have the soul behind it, is for me as a record label owner to know that yes, I'm going to make money from this thing, but I should also remember that this guy that I'm going to work with is also human. He needs a life. I have worked with a whole lot of artists, not all of them blew. Until date, even the ones that blew, the one that did not blow, all of them are still close to me. Because I know that, look, beyond the music, there is also a soul that is doing the business with me. So I need to take care of them. I'm not going to Lil Zekins, I'm not going to mention names, please. The only thing we do now is to seek for that justice. Sincerely. And the justice that we are going to seek for is not just going to be about who eventually killed the boy, but we'll look for justice as regards the people, you understand, the people that actually molested, tormented the boy before his death. Not just those guys that are coming to it, even the family members that turned the boy into whatever they have turned him to. They should go after all of them, sincerely. They should go after all of them. My prayer is that none of us will die young again. Too many young people are dying, and we need to really pay attention to whatever is going on right now, because I know what is happening might not be what is going on. I believe there's something that is going on that is deeper than what is really happening. I just pray that God will keep each and every one of us. Those of us that are left behind, if you are facing depression, please, I beg of you, sincerely, before you run to church for them to pray for you, go to a therapist. I'm a Christian, but I will tell you that to get help, if you are going through depression, you need to talk more to a therapist than a pastor. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go and meet a therapist. Leave dope pastors, leave imams alone. Go and meet a therapist. Let them help you. Let them help you. Don't just be walking about. Then when you have issues, the sweetest part of this whole case was that they actually sent, what is it called? The boy actually sent a petition to the police. I think sometime in June, which according to the police force, they said they've actually gotten hold of. They should take the investigation from that particular. You understand what I'm saying? They should take they should start the investigation from that particular point. They should not just go to what happened last week. They should start the investigation from that particular point. Because if they should stick to just what happened last week, we will lose a lot. We will lose a lot. Also, somebody said, "Okay, solo, stop. You know, be me going. In Canada, so you speak to your pastor. Serious." So they need to also call NDLEA. That boy made a complaint. That boy also indicted them. They should actually go out for NDLEA to look out. Because if I tell you that at some point I started feeling that even the NDLEA guys are also culpable in all of these things, I think they should go after the NDLEA guys. They should also go after them. If you are going to go after a normal citizen, NDLEA today needs to. It might not be the whole organization, but they should look into that matter. You understand what I'm saying? So that they get to see what they need to actually see as regard the role that they too played. So I am begging us, guys, especially for those of you that are artists here, please look before you leap. Don't just sign any contract because somebody gave you a contract. Then, to those of you that are hiding Iru, and everything to this matter, let us stop, so that the real fact of this matter will come out. And those that are hurting, that this thing is triggering, I'm also begging you, give us time. Let us focus on this particular issue, so that we will really go. I saw people still calling out themselves, friends that I know. A particular guy that used to be close to another, calling out themselves, trying to, and it is not every, how will I put it? At this point, don't, because you and somebody stop talking or the two of you are fighting, you now start to look for ways to actually get back to them, that they've been doing this. Those two guys that I'm talking about, Kesulo know the two guys that I'm talking about. They should not be a distraction at this time. They should allow people, you understand what I'm saying, to do what needed to be done. As we are on this life now, there is the healing doctor. The healing doctor is on this life. If you are a young guy and you know you are going through depression, you have some what is your mental issue. She I know her. She's close to me. She is actually she's a coach and a therapist that can help you. You can reach out to her. You can reach out to her. Somebody said these boys didn't go to school and they need to stop smoking weed. For even the ones that went to school, so they are smoking weed and they are misbehaving. School is actually not a yardstick again. I'm being serious with you. I know the ones that went to school are nothing. They are still misbehaving too. How I wish. In fact, I'm not sure if I'm following them, but I'll go and check if I'm following them. I will follow them. Now, listen to this and do. If you are going to the emotional healing educator, please, guys, let us go and follow. If you know you are going through stuff that you need to actually find somebody to talk to, yes, please go. Q dots. Just 27. I pray God will help us. I will see you some other times, guys. Thanks for staying till now. Thank you so very much, guys.